For the third time, I'm going to introduce you to Doula Davina, who's a beautiful, beautiful spirit daughter of mine. And she's going to introduce herself, talk about herself as a doula and a mom.
Yes.
And then she's going to talk to us about how to wear our beautiful babies. And she's got a beautiful baby with her. So I'm going to sit down.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Davina Estrella, and I am a mother of 6. I'm also a doula and a birth worker and a spiritualist, naturalist type person. I am training also with ICTC, and I have been a Shift Full Circle doula, and Samsara has also been my mentee. I take a break because I just had a baby. So I'm here today to talk to you about baby wearing, which is an indigenous practice all over the world. And I have a little video to show you about that. And I just want to remind, or just want to make a statement that everyone is indigenous to somewhere, and that we all did these baby wearing practices all over the globe. And so, yeah, here's a little video to tell you more about that.
Don't turn the lights out yet. Wait till I have the thing up on the screen. Just right now, the computer decided it doesn't like the internet anymore. They're having a fight. They're having a lover's quarrel. I'm gonna get them to talk to each other again.
So, while we're bringing up the video,
Thank you.
no problem. While we're bringing up the video, I just want to ask how many people have had experience with younger babies? Yes? And are they your siblings, are you family members, or have you been caring for other children? Other children? You have a child? You have children? Okay, cool. So I'm excited because some people or moms know how to deal with younger babies, and some moms have absolutely no experience at all with dealing with younger babies. And so this will kind of give everybody a feel of how to care for a baby when you're a doula and you need to care for someone else's baby, and one of the baby's crying, and one of the baby's fussy, and you're like this, and you're trying to do a whole bunch of things, trying to care for mom, you're trying to eat, so this is where you're trying to feed the mom, you're trying to help her clean house, do laundry, all these other things, but you've got your arms filled, and so this is a way you can teach a new mom how to handle carrying her baby, or you can support the mom when she's taking a nap or whatever, and you're still doing the cleaning or the cooking for her, and you're holding baby. Because we've learned that when babies' needs are met, they cry less. And when they are closer to the person, then they have more security inside of themselves. You know what I mean? They feel more confident and secure. And so that's really important to keep a baby close to you, because indigenous ways have taught us that, our babies were never left to cry and scream. Our babies were always held by someone. I mean, you see these African pictures, and even the babies got the baby strapped to them. Go take the baby to the pool. Go take him to the water. Go, hold your sister. I have a 10-year-old. She's my oldest, and she's little mommy. And, some people are like, well, those children are too young, and they're too young to be holding the baby all the time. But that's how they're taught responsibility, and that's how we as young women pass on to our daughters, how to do this mama thing, or how to do this caring for a thing, and then I make my youngest one cater to my oldest one. So then it becomes a circle, and no one is left without someone to care for. So, I just want to share that little bit with you, and we're going to be doing some baby wrapping ourselves. I brought a whole bunch of cloths. I love fabric. I bought a whole bunch of cloths and everybody, and some stuffed animals and some dollies. And so we're gonna have fun, hopefully. Hopefully it's gonna be really fun. And we're going to laugh and giggle and make mistakes. And, I'll come around and we'll get into groups and we'll check, everybody, making sure that they're doing the baby wrapping right and help with anything issues we got going on.
I'm resetting the computer because it's not talking to the hotspot, so I would say go ahead with the presentation.
Okay, no
and
problem.
then we'll stop when it's available.
No problem. So let me grab this. Can you hand me my car seat real quick? So these car seats are super bulky, and they're like, you're carrying a whole bunch of stuff, you're a doula, you're a mom, and you're just like, what in the world? And then you got this big old car seat. You know what I mean? To carry as well. The car seat is cumbersome. And I just thought, what did we do before we were carrying these freaking car seats around? You know what I mean? Well, we had the babies on us. Somebody had the baby. Babas had the baby. Sisters had the baby. Mamas had the baby. So my favorite way, now that my baby's older, has been to put her on my back. And I don't know if you guys saw when I came in here that I had her on my back. And a lot of people ask me, how did you do that? Did the baby not fall off you? Oh, I would be so scared. Especially when babies are smaller. That's the first thing my parents say is, oh my gosh, I'll be so scared the baby would. I have to stand right next to the couch or the bed and make sure the baby don't hit the floor. Well, what I found out is I was nervous too when I first had my baby and she was really small. And I was like, oh, she's going to wobble and fall off. But as she gets older, she kind of curls into me and holds on, And she's happy. She loves to be on my back.
Oh, the cuteness.
So I kind of peek over my shoulder a little bit. So once she's here, I feel she's secure. Because I can always just, clamp my scarf down and be like, oh, don't fall, baby. That little second was the longest second where she just up here and you're like, oh my gosh, she's going to scoot down, she's going to fall. But she doesn't want to fall either, trust me. So we balance together. And then I have a lot of people saying, well, can I help you? Don't touch me. Don't touch my baby. Because we have to vibe with each other. It's very, very important that nobody gets in your way with this. And they mean well. But if somebody's doing it for you all the time, you don't learn, right? So we don't get a muscle memory with each other that says we got each other, right? So that's what I just did. Sometimes I take her arms out, or I have somebody. I'd be like, oh, my child or my husband or someone, I say, can you take the baby arms out for me real quick? She's drooling on me. and then this is how they stay tucked in. So I put her little legs up under there, pull my shirt down. So now she's in a little pocket. Do you guys see this? Mm-hmm. And then if I go like this, she's in a pocket. So for women who have broader chests, this part is probably less like, but I'm gonna fall straight down. So for women who don't have very broad chests, this part is extra security to make that knot, so that I feel secure personally that she's really, really on there, But usually people just do this. Do you guys see that? And you make a little ball because when it tucks, right? Yeah. The other thing about baby wearing instead of this car seat, which comes in handy when I put my baby down, if I'm going anywhere, that's great. But you can be fashionable. I totally match. So I'm going to use a volunteer to show the next part of baby wearing, but I want to talk about the cloth fabric specifically really quick. These kinds of fabric that are tough, I don't know exactly what they're called, like maybe it's cotton, or these kinds of fabric tend to work better than slippery fabric. because they slip right down your clothes. If you have some silk or something like that, polyester would probably work. But other slippery kind of satin fabrics, they don't work really well because they slide down on your body and it's not as secure. You know, so I tend to not use those kinds of fabrics. So I found that blankets like this even, and these are found all over the place. This is just a fleece, I guess, and it's stretchy, you know, so it has a lot of give, and it also works as a coat in cold weather for the baby. So the baby doesn't have, you don't have to put a coat and everything on the baby. You just use a nicer, thicker blanket, right? And this is good for the back, but I wouldn't use it for another kind of wrap that I'm going to show you in a minute. So, can I get a volunteer? Come volunteer. Thank you. So I'm going to show you a way to wrap your baby, show a mom. And if you have a baby, yes. But here is, if you're trying to support a mom, and the mom is like, oh, I'm trying to carry the baby all the time, but I'm trying to nurse and I'm trying to cook, and then this is a really good way to carry a newborn baby or a younger baby and still be able to nurse. So come step forward. So if you notice, this cloth is pretty long because I'm going to have to wrap it a couple of times, and it's also folded in half. Okay, it's really important to make folds straight when you are doing baby wrapping because you don't want any kind of, can you step back just a tiny bit so I can show everyone? You don't want any kind of loose fabric getting bunched up and then somewhere in there your baby slips out. You know, it's very important to keep your folds and everything and edges really straight so that you know where all the fabric is. So this is the way. So this little pocket right here is going to be where we put the baby. Okay? And so what we have, can you turn around? See, this is what we have here. You guys see? So turn around, please. What I'm going to do is take one fold and put it over the shoulder. And then I'm going to take the other fold and put it under this arm. Can you turn? So we can see. Under this arm, right? So it might take a little bit of adjusting to make sure that this knot is over the shoulder, or else it's going to be kind of uncomfortable if you have it any other place. Okay? And you double knot it. Always make sure your knots are really tight. This is a little bit short. It worked for me when I had her and she was really young. So this is the part, oh yeah, this can be tighter. So this part right here, we have it tight. Do you guys see how I did that? Okay.
So you don't put the baby in yet, you just leave it?
No.
Okay.
No. You make sure all your knots and everything are tight before you put the baby in, okay? And so now, look, we have a little pocket, right? And no babies are falling out, right?
Oh, it's going between the, okay. Yeah.
And so here.
Oh, goodness.
See that? And look, we can have baby. We can have baby both ways.
Yeah, facing out.
Facing out, but the other way is really good for nursing. Right? So mom's like, oh, I don't know what to do. You know? Well, here's a way, Mom, that you can do this and you guys see? And nurse or have baby facing forward. So this is a great position. I love it. But when you're cooking, I don't suggest having this when the baby's small, yes. Because you can cover a baby up. Baby's usually facing forward, for sure. When you're a tiny baby, and you can always go like this. Do you guys see? Okay, great. Thank you.
So we got your video, so let's watch video and get back.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna go watch our little video real quick, and I'll continue to show you guys other methods.
Yeah. So let's get the lights, please, somebody.
sweet, 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 sweet sweet mother, I'm not gonna forget you. All this suffering so far from me. Sweet mother, I'm not gonna forget you. All this suffering so far from me. Sweet mother, sweet mother, sweet mother, sweet mother. Sweet, sweet mother, sweet, so weak, so weak mother, sweet, sweet, sweet mother. Sweet mother, I'm not gonna forget you. All this suffering so far from me. Sweet mother, I'm not gonna forget you. All this suffering so far from me. Sweet mother, sweet mother, sweet mother, sweet mother. Never forget, never,
Like this. I love that video.
It just shows how, baby wearing it really has, like I said, indigenous to everywhere. We all had figured out. So.
oh na na, oh na na.
Can I have another volunteer?
I do have
Oh, question.
and it's, I guess, for everyone. Even though we don't see pictures, like when we look at when our people were enslaved here, even though we don't see pictures of women wearing babies, like I'm not recalling, I'm just wondering, like, did they wear their babies on their back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have to work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They have to work. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that information, they were closer to their ancestors who came from Africa at that time anyway. And a lot of the ancestral memory or knowledge was passed on from those people coming off the slave ships. So they were teaching. They were teaching. It had to systematically be out of us for us to forget that. And systematically, it had to be where we don't want you to practice those things. But yeah, if the slave master can have you slaving and have your baby on the back, they ain't not complaining. They're not complaining. Okay. Okay. So, let me show you one thing too. When I take my baby off, do you guys see what I did? I undid it, but she's still safe. I just like that. You guys see? Yeah. She's safe. And Priscilla was my postpartum gift. Oh, wow. Okay, so can I have another volunteer? Please? I'm going to pick somebody.
I'll volunteer.
Come on. So I want to show you really quickly what they had up here. A lot of people don't know how to work these confusing contraption type things. You know, they're standard, they have the buckles and the snaps, and it's like, yeah, what is going on here? So they basically have this crisscross thing to give you more support in the back, you know, and then it is put on, this is the front of the carrier, and then they have these two straps that you need to place over your head. Let me step this way. And then do you guys see in the back, they have these two crisscross things. I'm gonna pull it down a little bit. Your baby, it has these two clips here. You clip one on the side, boom. It probably needs to be adjusted to fit you specifically. But I'm gonna only use this one really quick just to show. If you come across these and, you know, your parent might have these, you know, you can probably always use your method, but maybe the parents feel safer with this method, you know? And then you put these and then turn around. And then this is just a standard baby wear. You put your baby right inside there. There's our baby. Our baby goes in here, the legs. Make sure her little legs is in there. And then clip, clip, snip, snip. All done.
Could you put a newborn in
Yes.
that carrier?
You can absolutely put a newborn in this carrier. And it has these adjustable, if you can bend forward just a tiny bit, it has these adjustable things to make it tighter for your newborn. And this is a little bit high for her, to be very honest. It should be adjusted back here. These straps could be let go. I don't want to take too much time on this one though, because the parent could show you something like this. I just want to give you an example real quick of the different baby carrier. So.
I know you're showing this one because a lot of moms buy this one.
Yes, a lot. Well, this is a kind of like a standard carrier. Like a lot of the carriers that are pre-made are like this. Not all of them, but I'm just showing you, if you've never seen one before, how to do this.
But that type of carrier right there contributes to hip dysplasia because the babies need a
Because their legs are always split
they're
up
not
like that.
that supported. Like the carrier she had, her legs and everything are being supported. Those, if you notice, the baby's legs are hanging, and so the hip is being like the symphysis, pubic symphysis is sitting in there, and there's no support for the legs. So ergos though, they have like a more wider bottom, and you'll see the baby's legs are actually lifted.
Okay.
So I forget what it was called, baby yours or
Yeah.
But a lot of people do have those.
Yeah, a lot of people have those. And so what I'm kind of emphasizing as a doula is you have to respect the parent and what their choices are. And I'm showing you, a lot of people are more into natural, like fabric baby wearing. But if you come across a parent who's not, and they're like, well, can you please put my baby in the carrier? You need to kind of respect their wishes. So I could show you this one really quickly. So this is another way to wrap the baby. This is a Sands culture method. So you have this, well, let me start with, yes, you have this same pocket here, and what you do with this one is you crisscross it behind the back, and the fabric has to be really long like this. And you bring it up over the shoulder. You also want to make sure all your lines are straight, but I pre-folded this, so I know that all the lines are straight. Okay? So you have this really, really long fabric. You're like, what in the world do I do with all this fabric? Okay? You have your little pocket here. You guys, does everybody see how that goes? Yes? Okay. So, now, we're going to take these two and cross them at the front, but we're going to stick them down in here. Okay? And make sure that they stay crossed, right? And then we have this little loose bit right here. So then we're going to tie it around our waist, and I'm going to use my baby as an example. We want to leave it a little bit loose, but you want to make it secure so it's not going to come out, right? So it's on me, okay? My baby's big. So I'm going to try to loosify just a little bit so she's comfortable. This is also an excellent way to do twins. And before I put her in here, I'm going to show you exactly how you do twins. So say mommy has two babies. One's a real baby and one's a a lion baby. And so this is what we do. Lay right there, little baby, with twins. We're gonna stick one twin up in here, up on this side, and tuck it right in there. Okay? And then we're gonna stick another twin on this side. And make sure that these folds are really straight. We wanna make sure that nobody's gonna fall out of there. Let's stick this baby on this side. And then we use this part to cover them up. You guys see that? Let's see.
The foot's sticking out.
Oops, sorry. Okay, so this is one we can adjust and tighten right here for whatever our baby sizes are. I have no chest, so you have to adjust to your chest. We're all gonna practice this in like 5 minutes.
Quick question, so when you put the baby in, they're in between the folds?
Yes, they're in here. These little new babies, they're kind of like inside of this. Do you understand this part?
Yeah.
They're inside of here, right? If you have one baby, you're gonna crisscross the legs over. I'm gonna show you that in a second. You're gonna crisscross the legs over here. But this is how you do the little twin babies. Are we secure? Are we good here?
Yeah.
I think so. Yes. Okay, do you guys get that? Mm-hmm. All right, so I have one more to show you, and it's basically the same one with my baby. So again, I have to make sure that she's gonna fit in here. Oh goodness, baby. Okay. So, come on. And this is honestly, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna tuck honestly in here. One leg. And then, oh goodness, the other leg. Do we see this? In there? Wait. Oh, okay. Do you guys see how she's in there? Okay, and then she's tucked in, and then we're going to pull this little flap over her bottom. Uh-oh. So these kind of fabrics, like I said, you really want to be careful with the slippery kind. That's all I had right now. And crisscross that part. And then this part's pulled up over. Yes? Are we good? Nobody's gonna fall out? And then you can tie this part. We don't really want to tie it over her legs. We want to tie it over us. So, okay, she's tucked in. Okay. You guys see this? Okay. I don't use this one that often, but this is how it's done. And we gotta make sure that she's crossed in there. Yes, these two parts are crossed through her legs. Do you guys see how to do that? We're gonna practice in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, is that good? You guys see? Alright, so let's break up into groups of maybe 1, 2, 14 of us. Okay. So I think 3, 2, no, 3. Kayla, can you, or are you guys gonna participate? Because if so, then we have it 3 groups of 3, or 4 groups of 3, I think. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Or Priscilla, not Kayla, because Kayla's doing that.
Priscilla's watching.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, however many groups we can get into, so that everybody can try three.
Three groups for what was, did you do 3 or 4 last time? Three groups.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
3 and 4. That's what I was thought. 3 and 4. All right.
And where do you get your fabric?
Oh my goodness. I've collected these fabrics all over through time. These are saris actually. These are like Indian dress saris. And they're really not specifically used for baby wearing. That's why this one's a little bit, like I said, the fabric, it's really nicer to choose thicker fabric like this because it's more sturdy. You know, this is like really slippery. I don't recommend using this, but if you have nothing else, then you can use it. You know? But for practice today, we're gonna go ahead with that. Does anybody know my yellow fabric is? Did I just have my baby? Oh, okay. Should I have that one? So I'm gonna give each person a long one and a short one, each group. You have a long one, and you have a short one for the back. I'll put my baby on my back real quick. She's comfortable. And if you guys want to choose a baby out of here, you guys can choose out of the bag. You can come and get a cloth and get some cloth and a baby for your group. So the long one, yes, that's a sari. You're gonna need one of those, and you're gonna need a short cloth. And I think I have 2 of these kind. Your group can do the front wrap.
Okay.
Yes, that's good. Oh, no, I forgot about that one. So there's one more way, but I'll show you guys that after we practice.
I do the one that she was I like wearing the baby on the back of my wrist.
Yes. Sometimes though, when the baby's smaller, it's really nicer to wear them in the front because we can manage them better.
Like how small? So
Like newborn.
3 months. So
3 months I still carried them in the front, but then they start getting heavy, you know?
Yeah.
And you can't see your feet when you're walking. You can't cook because you're scared that grease and stuff is gonna pop on the baby. Like those things are something to really keep in mind when you have a baby on the front if they're not able to be protected by a cloth. Right. So does every group have a really long cloth? And then let's see. This one will probably work for the front. And then does this group have 3 cloths?
No, just have 2.
2. That's what these. Well, this you can try the back.
That would be for maybe for like the bride.
Is that the long one? No, you guys have a long one, and I have one more. Should be a black end. That one. That one is for this one.
Okay.
The back one. So there actually are 2 more wraps I can show you after we practice a little bit. Or
So many different.
no, I think I should show you now because we may not have time. So if everybody has a cloth and a baby, does everybody guys, every group have 3 cloths so far and a baby?
Yes.
Great, okay. So there is this one that I use like in a quick pinch. It's pre-tied. So I tied this fabric so that I can throw it on myself really, really quickly and sling my baby in there. It's already a sling, and I put my baby just like this. Is she okay? Yeah. And I put my baby just like this. Already done. You see? Pre-fold, pre-tied, quick, throw it on, and these are also, you can also flip the baby around the back. You guys see that? A lot of indigenous moms, I see a lot of the Mexican ladies going to church, carrying their babies just like this. Baby's like 3 years old, and they're carrying babies just like this. Come on, hurry up, walk fast. No, Throw that baby on your back. Easy peasy. Okay? So that's like 2 wraps in one. Yep, very, very easy. You can do it on either side, whichever you're comfortable.
Did you just twist the ends and then tie?
I'm about to show you that. But I want to show it to you after we practice a little bit. Okay? Okay. So, let's see. So this one. I'm going to show you guys the back wrap real quick, and then you guys can practice it.
With our smaller.
Yes, with your smaller babies. So, like, let's get in position to whoever's going to try the back wrap. Yes, any of those cloths can be used for the back wrap. Yes, but you should open that one up wide. Here, try this one. This one's already. Okay, so let's hold the baby under the arm right here, right? Babies are strong, and then right here. We hoist the baby on the back. This is so light, don't feel bad if it falls off. Okay? Don't feel bad. We hoist the baby on the back. We balance our baby and then we're gonna put it on. Okay? Alright.
So, how many months was,
She's 5 months. And I didn't start really doing this until she was like, okay, so let me give you a bigger baby. Because I feel so bad, like, if the baby's fall, like, oh, don't do that in real life.
Okay, that's the position is here and here.
Yes. Wait, no. This arm, yes, goes here, and then this one goes around the back, so your baby's head is going to go through here, and then, okay? Okay, so here's another good tip. Can you guys see me? Is everybody paying attention?
Yeah.
Here's another good tip. Have your cloth already splayed out like this, so that it's so much easier to grab it while you have a baby balancing on your back. So I'm going to ask you to come here and then grab your cloth. Very nice. Very nice. And then look over your shoulder, see where's your baby's head. Oh, you see your baby's ear right here? That lets you know you're not going to cover your baby's face. Okay? So this one, I wouldn't tie in a knot because it's such a thick fabric. Mud cloth is thick. So you can tuck it very tight and then twist it and then tuck again. You guys see that? Okay, now lift it under the baby's bottom. Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Can you guys turn? Can you guys see what's going on here? She tucked it, and then under the front, she's going to tuck again. This is the tuck method. Turn. This is the tuck one where if you have a thicker fabric, this works perfectly. Okay? There we go. Do you feel secure? I do. Alright. Okay, so everyone, you guys are gonna try to do it, and I'm just gonna watch for it. Okay. You guys are gonna try it. How are you? So this works nicely. And then should we leave that? Around the back. So it's nice and hook. Yes. All right, good job. Okay. Yes, now I will
Can't see my baby back there.
Did you look
It's
back?
a little one.
I did. I can't see.
You got it. It's up over the shoulders. Maybe baby's one arm is out so they can suck their hand.
Okay.
You know?
The times I've been to Southeast Asia and Africa, I'm amazed how long the baby will just stay while the mom's getting, like, if you're bent over and the baby, like you said, the baby doesn't fall either. The baby will stay for a while.
Yeah. So you want to get this part tucked under the
Or you can cross it. Oh, yeah.
And this one I can tie.
You got to double knot this
Oh,
one. Your
double,
baby's
okay.
gonna fall out. Are you good?
All right.
That's good.
Nice job.
Yes, you did.
because they were so little.
We're gonna pull your shirt down. That is a really important factor. Is make sure your clothes are not bunched up. When you're tucking the baby, can I have your ears for a second? When you're tucking the baby, it's really important to pull your shirt down the back because you can get confused and think that your baby's secure and it's not secure because your clothes are mixed up in the fabric. You really pay attention to being sure that your shirt is not under the fabric.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So next person can try that one. So pull this one. Why don't you try it? So go back here. Are you able to come here? Okay, so I'm just going to shove in that here. The shoulders turn out to be really low on the back side of the back. Down here. So that's good for older people. For younger ones, because the way where for the
I've been in too many. Thank you.
So, up, okay. So you want to make sure your pocket's going under and not over. So pull your feet down.
So excited. So
So the end of the pocket gets tucked under the baby's feet.
all right, well,
This is so much different with a baby that actually wiggles. But you guys are doing good. Okay. Did everybody try to tell me? Face the baby on the back. There you go. Oh, you got a real baby to practice. Yes, you can. Okay. So let's get the car. Just a little bit more. So actually, since we're this little baby, we're gonna make sure. Okay. So it's easier for you to grab, and when you place your baby up there, you will grab this hand and bring it around this. Do you see? Yeah. Okay. So now. Okay, do you want to hold it? Is it okay if I touch your baby? Yes. Okay. One arm here.
Can't see it.
Just a little bit.
I want to pull it up. Okay.
This. Right.
Your baby's gonna have enough to grab up there.
No. This one? Yes, and then onto your back. Yes, now you have to work up. You have to pull her down here and okay, all the way okay. So the first time she's not used to it. Neither are you. That's okay. So now you're gonna inch your way over here. Oh, you guys are eating here. So hold your baby one, okay, and then grab your claw. And then you're gonna balance. There you go, grab your claw.
So happy.
oh, yes.
And then now let's put our arms out. Look over your shoulder. And make sure you see this claw up by
So excited she won't.
but not over.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now tie it. Sweetie. Slide it. So she has her arms out. Okay, and you want to make sure that this part is tight. This is the top part. Yes. A little bit tight. So what my baby does, she starts to lay her head down when she knows that she's going to be tied. Okay, that's perfect. So now you want to, are you tied up tight? Now try to stand up on the top. Now stand up, but support your baby on your back. Stand up. Do you see? Does she feel tight up top? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stand back forward. Yeah. Now pull the bottom of your cloth here.
And then tuck it under.
Yes, and tuck it under her feet, but make sure your shirt is not. It makes that happen. But you're fine. I'm gonna let you get on for a second because she is in here. Yeah. Pull your shirt down. Down. Just hold her. Just support her. And pull your shirt down all the way. Yes.
I wish I could ride like that.
Yes.
She's happy
There we
back
go.
there.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
So shirts down all the way around. Yep. So now you can either wrap and tuck the front or tie the front in a knot. Okay.
It's your piece.
And don't be afraid to tie a tie. Yeah.
She's happy back there.
So how you feel? Is it double knotted? It's one knot. Double knot, double knot. Yes. On better safe. Yeah.
On top too.
On top too. Is it double knotted? For sure. Make sure your double knots.
So cute.
Important.
Okay.
And tuck, and you can tuck, leave it out or you can tuck them in. However you want to do it. But she's in there.
Yay.
Good job. Awesome. Cool. You can keep this.
Oh.
So now, has everybody tried the first back wrap? Has everyone tried the first back wrap? You haven't tried
Yeah.
yet? Okay, so let's get you another coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. Let's use
I
it.
didn't understand.
Okay. So, is everybody ready to move on to the second wrap? Except for this group? Yes, let's try the long one. Okay. So you guys already tried this. That one, this pop, yeah, this one's better. This one will okay.
So it's very.
Yes, your time. One more?
10 more.
Oh, 10 more. Okay, no problem. All right, so I'm gonna use an example.
Okay.
Do you want to give an example?
Jars.
Jars.
So,
Two
we're
clasps
going to
for.
fold. Oh, let's get our
Jar.
fold straight. Sorry. Wrap? Yes, but you just have to make sure you accommodate your brother. So we're folding this, making sure our folds are very straight.
It's the top one.
I mean, I can find this other than that. A little bit longer than that. It's not far. It's right on.
This is a really long fold. You need like 8 yarns for sure to do this right. You should have 7 to 8 yarns. Yes, this is really not the best, but this is what I had. So, what about that stretchy material? Yes, that would work. Like t-shirt fabric, anything like that, that would work. Yeah, cotton would work. Or even wax print, like African fabric, the long, that would work too. Okay, so does everybody have the fabric straight? Yes. Okay, she's gonna be our example. So you wanna make sure that your fold is off, your open part is always facing up. So, we're gonna pull this around this way. And then wrap over the front here. Wrap over the front here.
Should it be under this or over?
The open part, there's 2 ways to do it. There's both. You can do it over or under. So hold on, we're not doing that part yet though. Let me show you. So it's important that you make sure the folds are inside. Oh, that's what I didn't do. The folds are where you put the babies. I forgot that part, sorry. So if you're doing babies like twin babies and you put them inside of the fold, but you crisscross the folds, do you see? Let me turn you around too. Do you guys see this part? I made a mistake. When you're doing the twins, you put the twins inside the fold, but you make sure this crisscross is happening, and then you put them, tuck them down in here. Sorry. And then you make sure they're still crisscrossed. Do you guys see? You make sure they're still crisscross. Then you tie. You tie it once around the back. This fabric looks so pretty on me right now. Okay. So this is just a loose fold to make sure that we're adjusting. And then our babies are going to go tucked inside. You see? Now they cannot fall out. I would have been dangerous. Don't mind me. So then your babies go inside the tuck.
This is what I do.
You guys see? And then you pull this bottom part over. Does everybody see that?
It goes up to like their shoulder.
Yeah. Just the shoulder. This is the twin run. And then you can always adjust this part. This is kind of tight. Tight for you personally. So I'm gonna loosen it. And then shoulder support, you can bring this cloth down or you can have it all the way up. It's up to you. Let me put your other baby. Yeah, your little wine baby. Okay, perfect. So did everybody catch that? Your folds have to be on the inside because I apologize, I made a mistake. And you need to make sure your folds are on the inside so your baby goes in there and there's nobody falling out.
And that's like.
This is, you can do one baby like this or twin baby. Like say you're nursing, you can switch it to one side and move around.
Crisscross.
So this, you put this knot, but you can adjust from there. Like if it's too tight or too loose, right? There you try with your baby. And then make sure your folds are on the inside. You guys see? Okay.
You can do this with just one baby.
You can also do it with just one baby. Yes. And then make sure this part is pulled up. And now we are straight and secure. My apologies. Okay? But before we fold it, before we put our baby in, we want to adjust then tie. And then you want to make sure it's tied and double knotted as soon as it's adjusted to a comfortable Okay? Do you want to try this one with your baby? Okay. So let me know. You guys try it on your own. And I'm just gonna come.
And then if it's.
So are your folds on the inside? Your older baby? It doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, one on the side.
Because it looks a little tight.
Yeah.
So when we do this, make sure that.
Yeah.
So when we first do the back and tie it back.
Take both of them
But
back.
and then figure out if it's comfortable, and then on the side, so do a little. You don't have to do it, it doesn't have to go back over. But do double knot. You did great, where's your baby?
Oh, yeah.
Where's your baby? Yes, you got the baby.
Yeah.
That's baby on.
I don't know how to do that though. I'm gonna try.
Okay, let's see. So,
But this is the different.
right? Be more intentional with the pullover to make sure your
But I think she was saying the folds are.
You were saying the folds are for all babies. And like I said, I apologize, I made a mistake. I did not clarify that these folds need to be really played and that these are what the babies are gonna go inside of. So I think we have like 5 more minutes. Oh, you used that one already, huh?
Yeah, but I think it's a different thing, a different way. Like, you should put the like through here.
You can do that. Yes, you can do that. That's the one I showed you, but I didn't use the full. Okay. Is it straight on the end, all the way to the end?
Okay, let's see. If I can-
So yours might not be the type that has a double folded.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So that's okay. This is not the one that's a double folded. Or maybe it is.
I don't
It
know.
might be.
It's
It might be, because I know there's tapered ones. And they get tapered on the end, so they get smaller and you're not able to double fold.
Yeah, it is.
That might
This
be
one
what it
is. This one is.
No, she said you just put it in. Put it in the,
Yeah, this isn't the crisscross one. This
That's
is
not the
two double
crisscross
pockets.
one, yes, this is one for smaller babies, and you put them in the pockets, but when your baby gets a little bit older, then you put them in the cross. And I wanna make sure that they get this wrap, and then I can show you that one real quick, I think that's the last one, because we need to move on.
Yeah, grab a little. But okay, so this one, it goes, her legs are like the carrier. One is like.
Yeah.
to the other side. Take this one, take the one right there.
Yeah.
This one is one.
Oh, well, yeah, we gotta make sure it's like,
Very equal one. She's gonna do a little trick with the grab the leg.
But no, I know it.
but once you get it around, you'll kind of pull it.
Maneuver it.
Okay. Make sure the fold is always facing each other.
So it's not, they're not just.
And then gently pull this, don't go fast.
So really, it was only a tip to that.
So pull
Like,
this
to
side
bite you,
and
like
then
if it
pull
was
it
like a
this
visa, just to take over the seat.
over your shoulder.
Sure.
Okay, and then check and make sure you hold the one shoulder. Very down. This one.
Okay.
How that area will be laid on the area.
And make sure this is all under that. Okay, there you go. Got it. Now, this is the time where you can see your position and there. Okay. You got it? You can always just do this. Okay. Because it minimizes all that. Okay, and then make sure it's on the
What do you like? Come on. What tool?
like target. This needs to be target. And be sure that these are still crisscross and the openings are still in the front. And now you can loosely tie it in the back to adjust.
Oh, you trying to do the crisscross?
And then, yes, and then be sure you have enough room.
Not sure the crisscross.
You have to go baby in here. You have to-
Yeah, put it in between the full length of the fabric.
Is that, yeah. You guys try it all those ways?
This is, she's the last one, she's the last one.
But if it's too tight.
There you go, you got it. Excellent, and then that, yes, exactly. And the baby can switch either side.
Yeah.
You got them.
And is this one, that bottom
It is a
one,
little tight though,
is
so.
the bottom one like the,
Yeah.
like the main pocket that they do?
No, that's the newborn pocket. I don't think we have enough, I don't know if we have enough time. If somebody already has one on, I'll show you the little newborn pocket thing. So, do you feel loose, a little bit loose? Okay, yeah, there, is that better? Yeah. Okay, now. Oh,
What wrap do you have?
This is the Moby. Oh, no, it's not. They're basically the same thing. This is the, it looks like a Moby, but it's not. It's a boba. Boba. They're like literally the same.
okay. Sorry.
And so that's like that one.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, so this is
Yeah.
the original,
Yeah.
one that went in the front.
Okay.
This one right here?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so now you tie it together. You guys see? Alright. So you got the one where it's crossed through the legs.
It's crossed through the legs.
Mhm. So let me show you this real quick too, while you already have a baby. This is the one where you use the pocket in the front. So she's already in there, right? So instead of using, this part can go on top. Yes, I think so. Let me try it. This part could go, instead of going, does it go through? I think it does go through. I think you can just keep the baby right here. No, you should have this to secure it. Okay, so, sorry. Let's pull this part out. Okay. I don't want to pull you. It's tighter left. Ooh, sorry, Mama. Okay, so we have the little pocket, right? Where the little baby could go in. Right here. Okay. Do you have this part over your shoulder? So, no, I think it was right. No, I think it was right the way before. You still tuck it in, and you still put the baby in the little pocket. You crisscross. Tie this in the back, and your baby goes in the little pocket right here.
In the folded.
Mm-hmm. In the folded part.
Oh.
Cause yeah, isn't yours under there? And then, but you have to crisscross. Yours is different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then making sure it's tight. Is your baby okay?
Yes.
Is that okay? Yeah. All right. Does everybody see how that works? You know, let me tell you something. We figured this stuff out as we were going along. And that is the truth. You know, I just made one up the other day. I was trying to figure out how am I gonna nurse my baby. And no, this wouldn't work because you would be choked. Okay. So it would have to go over the other way. But I think we're running out of time. But I think that you guys have enough under your belt, at least 3 under your belt that you could use if you want to show a mom or if you want to carry a baby for a mom. Thank you.
Thank you.